Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Hermitcraft Season 6. Today we're starting things off in a giant mess of stuff. This is a mess. This is a mess. What even is this? Like, what? How did it get this bad? What is this over here? This is a mess. This is green sand that he's collected and then just empty shulker boxes. This is a mess as well. It is, yeah, very messy. This is a mess. This right here is definitely a mess. This is a mess. This is a mess right here. Oh. Now what is this? What on earth is this redstone? It's a mess. It's a mess. Who builds redstone on cobblestone? What? This is also a mess. This is a mess as well. Yeah, all of this garbage is just inconsistent building. It's messy. There's more. This is a mess as well. Yep. Just everything very messy. And what on earth is that? Is this a mess? Oh, it's a telescope. Let's see what we can see. What is going on here? This is creepy. What am I looking at? Did I just get into someone's living room? Oh, there's a guy in a chair with a cat. What is Red Dog's head doing? There are loads of heads here. What is this? This is scary. I think you all see where I'm going with this. A lot of the things in the Sahara construction site is just a giant mess. Now, all jokes aside, this over here is actually Mambo's redstone for the order button that he installed yesterday. And yeah, I think this is fully functional. It is sort of weird to build redstone on cobblestone, but each to their own, I guess. And yeah, I mean, the important thing is that it works because no one is going to be back here. Except maybe me and Mambo when we have to fix things because someone has been pressing too many buttons. But yeah, I think that is all working, and I think we can now use this button here to place an order. So whenever we make our selection, we can then click this button and that will make the order and the minecart will appear here. At least in theory. I'm not gonna do it because, well, it's Mambo's installment, and if it doesn't work, I'm gonna get like, I need to fix it, and then I don't want to fix it because it's not mine. But what I do want to fix that's not just mine is all of the mess over at the construction site, because this really, I really feel like this hinders us from... Iskall, save me. What on earth? Sleep in a bed before baddies set me alive. Okay, dude, I really thought that was a lot worse. There you go. As I was saying, this I really feel hinders us from continuing to like develop Sahara inside, because it's not done. Like, Grian seems to think that the building part is done, but I think there's still more rooms to be added. And Mambo, for goodness sake, light your stuff up. You're not green, are you? Right, so what we need to do in order to clean this up is to have somewhere to put all of this. And I figured we can probably knock 2 flies in one hit. I don't know if that's actually an expression. It's something we say in Sweden. Slå 2 flugor i en smäll. But I don't know if that's actually something that you say in English, but it sounds okay, I guess. Now what I'm gonna do is this must be Mambo's wire, because I put my wires on brick, or yeah, okay, that's also a mess. this wire is just, this is how I did a wire vertically, by the way, and I guess Mambo staircased it on just random yeah, okay, I'm not gonna say anything, but it's a mess. Yeah, anyway, as I was saying, what I think I'm gonna do is we're gonna put up some sort of wall right here using cyan terracotta because it goes with the rest of it. And is that going to be... yeah, that's actually going to be pretty well aligned with the entrance. So the entrance to this place is right here. So what I'm proposing is we have this wall going all the way up to the layer there. And then maybe we could put glass there so that we can look into it. That would be cool. But the reason for this wall is, first of all, to make it look less messy, to create a hallway in here. But then, of course, I also want to have some sort of opening, maybe right here, into a little bit of an internal construction site storage room sort of thing. And we're not going to build anything super fancy. I just want everything to be sort of organized. And this space right here is actually pretty perfect for that. It's a little bit crammed because I can't really remove the stone. There is no water right on top of that, right? There is another layer first. Yes, I think we would be fine in actually changing the stone out for something else. I think we can go as far as this block right here for the wall, and that gives us, does it give us symmetry? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It actually gives us true symmetry. What the heck? That was really lucky. That was super lucky right there. But I think that's going to be big enough. And then I could just potentially cut this off right here and probably put the concrete maker that's outside there as part of this room somehow, just to make it a little bit more organized. I don't want to spend too much time on the actual design of this room, but I also want it to look representable. I mean, this is a staff only room, so we're not going to have customers in here. But I think that the staff are very important as well, of course. So we need some sort of happiness, I guess you can say. So I wonder if we can get away with a classic stone slab mumbo type of floor. And yeah, that doesn't look bad. Now, I was also curious. We still have this recipe because we haven't updated yet. Are these the exact same blocks? They are the exact same blocks. I don't think it always was. The very first installment in the room is the bed. That is very, very nice. And when it comes to concrete making, I just cannot wait for 114. We need those TNT exploding things ASAP. And why is this thing not working anymore? Is it because it's a mess? It's because it's a mess. Oh, for goodness. Mumbo, light up your things. Boop. Is that gonna do the trick? Yes. For the ceiling of the room, we're going with a white concrete. And this is because this is actually a little bit of a trick. The room is very tiny, height-wise. It's only 4 blocks. But having a white roof or white ceiling is going to make it feel just a little bit larger than if we would have gone with a dark ceiling. And yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Now, one thing that I really dislike with Sahara's build at the moment, and this is also part of the mess, are all of these torches. There's torches everywhere. And obviously that's because, well, for some reason, this specific area of the Hermitcraft server just spawns a crap ton of mobs, and I don't really know why. But I can at least start by making sure we light this room up properly. And I got this idea to run sort of, I don't know what these are called in English, but in industrial builds, you would have light rods, I guess, running across. And if we do 3, 3, 3, that would actually cover the whole thing. I wonder if this is going to be bright enough. Torches punched out, and that looks pretty cool, actually. Can only do this because the ceiling is so low. But yeah, looking at my F3, that is definitely having everything above light 7. The lowest is 9, so that is really good. Now, the one problem with this is that it does take up a little bit of space for chests and stuff. But I think we can open chests underneath those. Yeah, because they're not full blocks. I shouldn't even have had to test that. I placed down a lot of chests, and I went with a kind of a weird look, trying to make it feel like one of those warehouse sort of things. And gonna have a crafting bench there. Yeah, I think I like this. I mean, we have a lot of shulker boxes at the moment. I'm thinking we can store shulker boxes inside chests. It doesn't need to be super fancy because, again, this is just construction site storage. But I know from experience that we're never going to salvage all of the items that we have here. A lot of it is just garbage that will stay here forever, like cobblestone and... what the heck is that? And where's my dye burner? Sometimes we gotta make use of what we have available when our dye burners aren't around. The important thing is that we get things deleted. Nice. It just struck me that we are also going to need storage for the things that we're actually going to be selling. So we do have, like, the whole system needs to backlog of items, and it does so through hoppers. Where do we actually feed in what we're selling? Because Mumbo made the machine that refills the shulker boxes, the empty ones. But yeah, where do we feed items in? I mean, this is a pretty big thing. By the way, this looks absolutely amazing with this snaking stuff that he's added in cyan. We had a bit of a discussion about it, and yeah, I definitely think it was the right choice to go with cyan. So where do we feed items? Is it in those chests? I think it may be. So that means we do need a proper storage for all items. Or maybe we should just, when we restock this place, we should just restock these immediately and skip a step. I think I may need to conference with Mambo about this in the future because, yeah, I'm not sure if I want to take that decision. Let's just continue with our construction site storage facility. So now that I've got a way or an area for me to move all of the mess and clean this up, I just have to do the boring, dirty job, cleaning up the mess. We all have to do it sometimes though, and so yeah, here goes the next, I don't know, six hours of sorting through all of this stuff. So I'm starting this with all the random shulker boxes that are just chilling around the place, and ooh, that's actually an empty one. And yeah, there's quite a bit of items here, it turns out. And also quite a bit of empty shulker boxes, which is going to be coming in handy for sure. I've started to sort this out the way I would sort it out, and I hope that the other architect members are okay with this. Again, this is our construction site sort of storage room, so it's not super important that anything is like automatically sorted or anything like that, but this will just help so much in continuing to build in the Sahara project. And that is the last shulker box sorted through. That's very satisfying. All of these shulker boxes are now empty, and then Grian sand shulker boxes are still chilling here, although this one is almost empty, so I feel like it would make a little bit more sense to make it look like that. In general, we have a lot of items, a lot of quartz as well, a lot of dice. However, I haven't even started on the chests yet. And this is where, yeah, this is where it starts to get very, very tricky. So I may have to use a bunch of those shulker boxes and just consolidate like all the dirt, for example. We can probably make one dirt box. Here's one of the funniest things with cleaning this up. Item frames has to go into a shulker box because we have so many of them, and the reason we have so many of them is Grian's lag room, I mean infinity room. That's right over there, where if I look in this direction, my frames just they just die. But believe it or not, I think that I'm actually done with all of the boring stuff, and that is moving all the items and sorting them in our new storage facility. Every single chest should, at this moment in time, be empty. In fact, I'm just gonna trust my own instincts and go ahead and break them all. And this is an amazing feeling. This is such an amazing feeling. Nice. So we had 2 ender chests just sitting in the mix of garbage that was there. And that's incredible. And in all the chests, I found this amount of diorite. I gotta say, most of it was found in Grian's little workstation that he had over there. I think 3 stacks. But I do apologize because I shouldn't let it be this bad. This was a little bit too much diorite. The boys hasn't been, burning it properly, I guess, throughout the time. But here we go. The best ritual of them all. Ah, what a feeling. So now that the part is done of moving all the items, I can move on to step 2, which is going to be to remove this thing, fix up the floor here, make it so that we can actually walk around without falling into random holes, and make sure that everything is lit up. I also want to move this beacon, if I can, hopefully underneath, because I know the positioning of that beacon is actually pretty good while working here. It's sort of like, it's a construction site beacon. With the chests removed and the beacon moved down, I just gotta say, this whole place looks a lot better already without the mess. Also, the concrete maker is gone. I do hear a zombert here somewhere though, so there are some dark spots that we gotta deal with. But all in all, I mean, this feels a lot cleaner. I guess I should also fix this better. And the display case that we've all been standing in whilst being AFK is also no longer necessary because I made sure that we can AFK in the new storage room. And I'm guessing that Grian is going to want to have some sort of musical entertainment in the little room here. So let's just put that down for now. So now that those steps are done, I can finally start working on trying to get a little bit of a style for the bottom floor of Sahara by starting with the entranceway right here. Now, I'm not sure what Grian has planned for this entranceway, but I definitely feel like we need to install some kind of permanent floor, something that goes a little bit better with this wall, and with the goal to not have to use any torches. And yeah, that may be a little bit tricky. Also, this is actually an even measurement. It's 4 blocks wide, which is a little bit unusual. That's usually something that we don't make happen. So all in all, that would be 6 blocks and 8 blocks all the way to the wall there. I really like the width of 4 for any pathway. This already looks really, really good. And I think in terms of lighting, we could just do something along the lines of this, because that goes well with the white, and then put glass on top there. That would illuminate it properly. If we do that over the place, we could also move them out to the side. But personally, I think I like the middle row being lit a lot better than this. This is really taking shape. And what a good feeling it is to remove torches from anything. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong, there's still a lot of things to do in order for this to look fully organized. I mean, this here just looks garbage. I'm a little bit confuzzled though, because this area here, I'm not entirely sure what Grian's plan is as the main sort of architect. He has built these awesome looking, I don't know what they are, but awesome looking things around the thing. So it looks like he has an idea. Me and Mumbo were discussing when we built the warehouse that we could have some sort of inner courtyard here, and this staircase being on the outside, but I'm not entirely sure. If it were to be an inner courtyard though, I think it would look absolutely awesome to have a massive window as you walk by here to kind of look out over it, and then have the entrance to the courtyard be over here, and a rather large one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, that would actually work. That could go all the way up there, and this could go all the way up, but the rest would be sort of glass panes. I think I want to try that. 114 will also give us the new stained glass texture, which personally I think looks fantastic. It's one of those things that is like a change that you don't really maybe think about that much, but I think it's going to do a lot to the overall feel of the game. Right, so with a few layers placed down, yeah, I really like that. I really like that. The background there is a little bit bad with the stone, of course, and the coal and dirt. But imagine having like a little bit of an inner courtyard there. I think that's going to look great. This area here is definitely something that we want visible, but I'm not entirely sure how to incorporate that. So I'm thinking right now we would have gray, and that was that was all I had. Okay, we'd have a gray concrete barrier, and then on top of that we would just have a massive window. I guess it wouldn't start there though, it would start here, so that we are consistent. That rail there is placed on bricks, which is a little bit ugly maybe, but we can change that up if we need to. I don't like that gray line. that looks a little bit too boxy. Yeah, that's not good. Another idea would be to have dark gray and move it back by 1 block. Let's have a look. You know what, that looks pretty good. Yeah, I quite like that. I like that a lot actually, I think. So the gray stuff, because that's kind of what we did on the outside, so it matches that sort of style that we've gone with over there. The only difference is that I'm using light gray paints. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense actually. What the what's happened there? Someone's had a creeper explosion. Oh my goodness, that looks absolutely great. Wow. I really like that. That did a lot to it. I'm not too keen on these gray lines though, but I really like the dark gray in there and that window. That sort of makes it feel a lot more complete, to be honest. I gotta get rid of this dirt though. Doesn't that look great? I mean, I can't believe just how much it did to this hallway. It looks so industrial, and I gotta give it to Mumbo, because I've always tried to hide my redstone as much as possible, but he has a philosophy that redstone is beautiful, and that it looks cool, and I gotta agree with him. Like, the Sahara project has truly been, you know, one of those things that has kind of changed my mind about redstone and making it visible. It's not necessarily something that I always want to hide away anymore, and yeah, I kind of see the charm and I see his point. Now, there are a few more bits and bobs, and most importantly, I do need to have a word with Grian, see what he wants to do with this part here. Maybe he has got something completely different planned for this place here. If it was up to me, though, I would just say that we should grow some of the cool trees that he's designed outside and make this into a courtyard. But yeah, I feel like that part requires a meeting. And then for this place over here, I'm not entirely sure, but possibly one thing that I have in mind is that we could make a staircase that goes straight up here and lets you visit the floor of the decoders. And why is there a chest there? Oh, for goodness sake. I bet you there are still a few chests that I need to deal with. But all in all, yeah, I mean, that is looking really cool. I really like it. With Sahara a lot less messier, and with the sort of interior of the basement lay down foundations for, with this window that I will continue all the way over there once I figure out what I'm going to do there. I'm really happy with this, and I hope that this helps the other architects out as well to sort of continue to build inside. I know for sure that I am now much more motivated to just, you know, be able to go in here and grab some blocks and continue building. But that is going to do it for today, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you have enjoyed this episode. If you did, make sure to hit the like button down below. And if you're brand new, consider subscribing, and I will see you dudes in the next episode.